Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to be making a bouquet on a budget. It's going to be artificial flowers and I'm going to use a bouquet holder, but the bouquet holders that I have foam in it for fresh flowers. So it's an absorbent foam that will absorb water, and I don't want that. I want this denser dry foam. So in order to do that, I'm going to pry apart my bouquet holder there, and it's pretty easy to pop apart, and it will come up off in like two sections. So the foam in there right now, it's not round shaped, it's just two sections of kind of a egg shape, I guess. And as you can see, the wet foam is really soft and the dry foam is going to be more denser. So that's why I switch it out. Otherwise, the more stems you stick into that wet foam, it's just going to crumple and fall apart, and you definitely don't want that. So you just want something a little bit denser. I'll put a link in the description to some dry foam that you can get at Amazon. I believe the stuff that I'm using right now, I think I got at like a garage sale that somebody was selling a bunch of crafts. So I'm not quite sure what store it came from, but I'll put a link in the descriptions for one from Amazon. Hang on to that wet foam though, because you can use it in centerpieces, little arrangements. You know, you don't ever want to throw it away. Or if you had a mishap with another bouquet holder and you wanted to switch out the foam, you've got an extra spare there. So just hang on to that. Uh, so I'm just going to take my floral knife, which is extremely dull at this time, and trim down all the foam. And you want to make it low enough, or fit just right, so that you can snap the cages back together. So it's just a little hook on the bottom cage into the top, and it makes kind of a satisfying little click once you get it all together. I always worry about messing with stuff that shouldn't be messed with. So this particular bouquet holder is not designed to have its foam switched out. So just to make sure that that stays nice and tight, I'm going to take a really thin gauge wire and just kind of clamp hold the top to the bottom. The last thing you want is somebody walking down the aisle with your beautiful bouquet and all of a sudden the top falls off. That would be not good at all. So just taking extra precaution here. Um, like I said, it's just a really thin wire. You could actually even just use like garbage ties if you want. Nobody's gonna see them. It's on the inside. If you watch my videos, you know we always hide our mechanics, so it will stay a little secret. Nobody has to know. But because I'm paranoid, I'm also going to hot glue the cage together just in case. Because, like I said, that would be humiliating to have the top just completely fall off. So in this video, I didn't do anything with the handle, but like I said, you always want to hide your mechanics. So I will put a link at the end of the video of another bouquet put together where I started off wrapping the handle and then adding leaves to hide the mechanics. But I'll put that at the end there. So I mentioned a bouquet and a budget. So these two bouquets I got at Hobby Lobby, shameless plug. So this one that's closest to us, the more brown one, was in the his and hers collection, and the other one was just a spring bundle that they had. And there's so many flowers in this larger bundle, but as you can see, not every flower in the bouquet is going to work with my his and hers brownish kind of peachy tone bouquet there. Those do though. Those and the darker mums that they have in there. So I'm gonna omit everything else, but just use the flowers that I want. It's just a side note that even though bouquet has a lot of different flowers and it doesn't mean you have to use all of them, because they're not all gonna work for what you want. Um, and as I mentioned, though, bouquet on a budget, and that's because I think the one from the his and hers collection was specially designed as a little bouquet to kind of grab and go. And that one was $17.99 and then on sale for 40%. And then the larger spring bouquet was $26.99 and then also 40% off of that as well. Hobby Lobby often has sales on their silk flowers, and it's usually 40% or more. So it's just a great spot for artificial flowers. And watch for that sale because it's usually like every other week or, once a month they have it. So just a good thing to have in your pocket, especially if you're on a budget. So these his and hers brownish colored bouquets there have really nice stems. So hang on to those stems. They have really nice leaves. It's a bit of a better quality flower than the spring ones. And I only say that because the leaves are actually like glued on, as opposed to the other bundle, which I could easily just yank off the leaves and clean up the stems on there. Um, but I started off making the bouquet by setting my parameters. And so I set my height and then my width and just do it in a circular motion. This is going to be a round bouquet. If you were doing a cascading bouquet, you'd want to go ahead and set your parameter on how far down. Um, you also want to set the parameter on just how it's going to shape down to the drape as well. It just is a easy way to keep you on track and kind of organize the bouquet as you go along. So this particular holder is more in an egg-shaped top. So I will tuck flowers down along the bottom. It's a great bouquet to use if you're doing cascading, a cascade bouquet, because it has that extra foam down around the base of it. So you can easily put in your draping flowers out the front. They do make different bouquet holders that are more kind of like a hockey puck on a handle. Those make great little roundy moundy bouquets. It works for cascading as well, but having this little extra bit, as you can see, of foam down at the bottom does help when you're trying to get those lower flowers. And as I mentioned, you'll want to just hot glue some leaves along the bottom, and that's going to tuck up a little higher and kind of hide those stems that are along the bottom there. So when I started out, I kind of held my flowers together and I wanted to see what's going to be brighter. Those darker mums are obviously not bright, but they are big and they do have a nice texture to them. However, the roses won out. So that's what I used when I was setting my parameter, was my focal flowers. So those brighter roses, there's a mum, and then the ranunculus I got from the spring bouquet uh, made my parameters on there. And then I just kind of set everything a little bit lower, tucking all the flowers in. I personally like a nice tight bouquet with not a lot of space in between. You might want something a little bit more airy. Um, and if it doesn't completely cover the foam on the inside, you can add like a Spanish moss, or they have like a green, I think it's a sphagnum moss. But the Spanish moss is kind of like light gray little crunchy noodles that you could tuck along the inside of the bouquet if you really wanted to hide that cage and that foam, as you can see through the flowers right there. I'm going to use more artificial flowers there. That they have some eucalyptus I'm going to tuck along. Um, but that's another trick that you can do, is using either Spanish or like a green moss, like a green sheet moss, made specifically for bouquets. I would make sure that it's not something you pluck from outside, because who knows what's in that. But the ones made specifically for bouquets are they are going to be not have bugs in them, I guess. So I'm constantly rotating the bouquet as I go. I want everything as nice on the outer side as it is on the inside, so that whoever's carrying it has a beautiful view of the bouquet, as long as also with the view being just as beautiful on the outside too, for people to see. And now I get to add in these fuzzy little fluffy uh, bundles here that I'm going to kind of divide off and put them on equal side there. It makes wonderful movement in the bouquet. Hey everyone, I've self-published a book called OK Bouquet, and it's available on Amazon. OK Bouquet is a pocket guide for those planning and creating wedding bouquets. There's over 70 bouquets to look at and be inspired by, plus some tips and tricks along the way. And in the back is a personalized guide for planning out flowers for a wedding or special occasion. Check it out on Amazon today. And you'll want to hot glue all your stems in at the end. Make sure everything's nice and secure. Um, but once you got everything together, just do up the handle and you got yourself a beautiful bouquet on a budget. Thank you so much for watching.